I don't believe that America is worth it anymore. It just costs way too much money, and this might be a global problem. I know a lot of people aren't really having children anymore, let alone the dating crisis. Who wants to date anymore? It's so expensive, and everyone is entitled to their own personal beliefs and what they want out of the other person. I know women, for instance, want you to make a bunch of money and to take care of them, and that's fair. But guys also want you to put out, cook, clean, so on and so forth. And that's fair. And nobody wants to acquiesce to the other person's desires, indoor requirements. I'm finding it very difficult that we're moving in a right direction, not only in America, but globally. I think the internet has been a blessing, but it's also been a curse, to say the very least. Brain rot is at an all-time high. I heard children aren't even reading anymore. Like, what is the world coming to? Now, I know this video is particularly about, is it worth being in America? And short answer, it depends. But for me, I think no. No, 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 no. Please no. It depends. You can generate a lot of wealth there. And even though you can generate a lot of wealth, we already know the cost of living is absurd. But it is a place of extreme opportunity. It's very lucrative. Now, I don't know how people are getting very far ahead if they're not starting their own YouTube business or social media ventures. You know, everybody nowadays is a slave to the internet. Unfortunately, this is just the easiest way to get ahead in life. Everybody's filming and or documenting their story, whether it's at work or with their children or their personal lives or somebody else's life, interviewing them and how they live. You just got to make something happen nowadays. And the days of old are gone as far as just wanting a simple life, just wanting to be able to afford your bills, take care of your children, wife, cars, mortgage, everything, so on and so forth on one paycheck. That day is gone. I think that day is gone everywhere in the world, honestly. It's a scary world that we're going into, and the world is only getting more expensive. It truly is. Like, look at how expensive houses are right now. 10 years ago, houses were not that expensive. Let's put 20 years on where we're at currently. How much will the average house cost then? 20 years from now. This is absurd. This is very absurd. How can I justify having children when I can't even promise to this individual that they're going to make $250,000 to afford a $1 million on average house in 20 plus years? This is ridiculous. And home ownership has been pushed further back in America, but globally, right? This isn't only a issue that is happening in America, right? The birth rate decline, cost of living, everybody's having that issue, and people are just trying to figure out how to escape their situation. I think we're all massive slaves to the system. I believe that there is a way to escape, but it's going to come with some very deliberate planning and strategizing. You can't figure out how to escape and also be a mega consumer. You can't do that, buddy. You want the fast car, you want the big house, you want the nice lady. Find a lady that's genuine. All women cost money, but don't get with a gold digger, right? But yes, these times are I think these times have always been iffy. I think times have always been on the edge of what's going to happen next, at least for the most part. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day and it didn't fall overnight. I think we're witnessing the destruction of a great country, America, or not so great anymore. It's mind-boggling to me how, don't get me wrong, everywhere is expensive, but America is on par with Dubai. Like, when I was there in Dubai for maybe like 2 nights, I believe I was in Dubai for a night, and I went around, ate some food. It felt like American prices. I'm not going to lie. Dubai was extremely expensive. It could be even more expensive, but relatively on par with the United States of America. I was like, yo, what is the point of living in Dubai? This is crazy. First off, Dubai is extremely clean, extremely safe, wonderful place to be, actually, if you don't want to live in America and want something similar to those prices. Dubai is exactly that. But that experience that I had witnessed, even in Dubai, I think the women in Dubai, when I had went there, they were more so on the scale of selling it to you, just like the women in America, but women in America aren't so overt. They're very discreet. Not all, but it's becoming a trend where the average woman, or I feel as if the average woman, is starting an OF and OnlyFans without giving life a chance. Most men aren't going to college anymore. Like, what's the purpose of going to college? College is so expensive, so freaking expensive. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to get ahead in life for the average person that doesn't want to join the military or go to college. You have no choice but to start a business online. You have no choice. Now, some issues that are very particular in America, if we want to cover the dating realm. Now, I'm going to speak from a male perspective on the women. Very masculine, extremely entitled. That's a very tough pill to swallow. If you're a young man and you want to date this, that, and the third, I just don't see it lasting very long. Marriage at an all-time low globally. America used to be founded on the nuclear family. We were all about staying together and raising children, two-parent household. I think the average household has to be a single parent at this point. Like, what is there to come out of America? What is the purpose of that place? If it's not to make money, what is the purpose of that place? We say we have the best healthcare. I don't believe it's possible. Healthcare is through the roof. When you want to use your insurance, you have to pray that your insurance is going to cover something. Oh, after you hit your deductible, right? Like, what is this game? I don't think it's meant to win. You're not meant to win the game. The comedian George Carlin, if I'm not correct, I could be saying his name incorrectly. George Carlin. They call it the American dream because you have to be asleep. It used to be a thing. I can't really justify being there. I've been in Thailand for about almost 2 months, and don't get me wrong, I know I'm coming from a privileged position, but even if I was in West Africa or East Africa or whatever part of Africa, and I was Ghana or Tanzania or Kenyan, it doesn't matter. I'm going to figure out a way. I just got blessed with being born in Africa. I mean, being an African American. I got blessed. I can't change where I was born at. I had no say in where I was born at and to who my parents were. I got lucky, right? God drew that card and I magically appeared in America. So I know I'm speaking from a place of privilege when I say I am making USD and I'm going to a cheaper country. But even if I wasn't born in America, I would have loved to have been born in Europe. I think that these places allow for you to overall live a more slower pace of life. Being in Europe, being in Southeast Asia, not having to own a vehicle, being able to walk, experience, adventure, have fun, already living in Europe or Southeast Asia, whether you're born there or not and you move there, it's vastly different from the States. You don't have to own a lot of things. You don't have to own a lot of things. And your healthcare, I would consider it better. I would definitely consider it better. Universal healthcare, free college, free education. People can get educated for nothing or very little. I can't justify being in America. I am sitting here baffled trying to come up with an explanation of why you should go. Why? Like, America doesn't even want the immigrants there anymore. ICE is going ridiculously insane. So what's the point for anyone to go there if you're just going to get kicked out? You're just going to get booted. It's an insane world that we're living in. I just don't recommend America anymore. If you're American yourself, congratulations, you were born in the hellhole. If you're not American and you want to go to America, I don't know why you're trying to come to hell. It is not a fun place. It's only fun if you have money. Only fun if you have money. You can't do anything without a vehicle. You absolutely can't go to point A to point B. The public transportation sucks. You need a car. With that car comes insurance. You need gas. You need to maintain it. It's pretty much a home on wheels. Let's just call the car a mobile home. Because once you get evicted from your place, the first piece of the first place you're going to sleep is your car. It's a mobile home now at this point. A massive liability that you have to have. Because that's the way America is structured. It's not structured around communication and safety, and people don't even know their neighbor to their left and or right. People are afraid of having a small disagreement because everyone owns a firearm. People dying every day, school shootings, gang violence, theft, the list goes on and on. But yet we're the richest country in the world. And these quote unquote poor countries that I'm going to, they seem to be in their right mind, because it's not about poverty breeding crime. It's all about culture. It's all about the culture and what they believe is right. What are their standards? We have a low barrier to entry. I think a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people are on government assistance. Most people wouldn't get by without government assistance in America. We're one of the very few countries that have government assistance and all this other stuff. And then it's being abused at that, because people don't really see the hope of escaping the poverty trap. What's the point? You escape the poverty trap, you get rug pulled off of the benefits, so they don't wane you off of it. They don't ease you off of it. They cut you off cold turkey. Now you have to defend for yourself. That's extremely difficult. So what's the point? Let's just leech off the system and leech off the system until the system breaks, which unfortunately is not going to break, because the system was meant for people to lean on it. They want everybody to be a slave there. But I think that's just the world in general. At least if I'm going to be a slave, can I be a slave with more freedoms? Can public transportation be better? Can food not have so many preservatives? Can the community at least exist? Can I not be afraid to leave my wallet or walk down the street drunk and have a overall feeling that nobody's going to rob me at night? Can I at least feel safe? So I just don't get it.